Trying to solve the parking problems on campus. We're going to try doing it in two different techniques. The first, we're going to try the normal group technique. It's generating the ideas, recording them, discussing, seeing the good points or bad points of each, and then voting on which is the best idea. So do you guys have any ideas on how to solve the parking problem?
Well, I know the university has some extra property, so we can probably take advantage of that and just make another parking lot. That new building is going up, and I know that parking garage thing in West Side works, so maybe we can take advantage of that.
We could also try to make a full parking garage where it's multiple levels, so that we won't have a problem in the future.
Yep, that's a good point.
See, I have a different perspective on this problem. I think that we could just take all the cars and put them on a barge and ship them over to Tokyo. And then we could just have rental cars for everyone who chooses to have the cars shipped over. And over a week, they would get their cars back. And they would just use the rental cars for the time being. Keep them at the rental lot.
So far that I've written down from you guys' thought storming process, the first of which is retroactive property. In the sense of retroactively upgrading this property from, say, they have the school for dental hygiene. They already have enough dentists, so let's just turn it into a giant parking lot. Or even better, we have that new magnet school over there for engineering and science and stuff for high school. Why don't we just turn that into a giant parking lot? Because another school is just going to bring more parking and more cars and stuff. It's only exacerbating the problem. The second idea is new projects. You know, property acquisition and then working it to be parking lots. That could also work too. I mean, we could probably take some of these houses around here that are like, I mean, I don't want to sound offensive, but some of them are cheap. Buy them, tear them down, and put up parking garages. And CarX Communication, which was so brilliantly, the idea was administered by Anthony on our team, and the idea was basically, fuck all the cars, let's ship them out, I can't say that, right? Ship all the cars out, and then gradually rework them back into the process. Those are the three main ideas I got out of this.
So, we now have to vote on which idea is the best. All in favor of the retroactive property?
Raise your hand.
Raise your hand now.
Okay, so that's one, so...
One for retroactive property. For two,
new projects.
Raise your hand.
Anyone? Shu, you can vote too. Oh, is she in the film? Is this...
It's
like
fine.
breaking
It's
the
fine.
fourth-
It's
is
fine.
it breaking the
It's
fourth
fine.
barrier? Okay.
Doesn't matter.
So that's like everyone. CarX Communication, that's me. I like how I worded it, pretty much.
So that was the first method. The second method is the standard agenda, where we define what the problem actually is, and then we gather evidence, we establish criteria for a solution, and generating the possible solutions, selecting and implementing it, and then monitoring it to see if it actually solved the problem. So we first have to define the problem. So I think the real problem that we have is that most people coming to school are bringing their cars, and because so many people are bringing their cars, we don't have enough spaces for the people who commute and for the people who have their cars on campus. So the main problem is not having enough spots for the cars, I believe. Do you guys agree with that?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Parking lots are full, so that establishes the gathering information portion. So what criteria do we have to fulfill to solve this problem?
Criteria.
So whatever we do, we need to create more spaces so more cars can be parked. So I think that's one thing. Do you guys have any other criteria that you can think of?
I think we shouldn't level any neighbors' houses in order to create more parking spots. I feel like we should work with the space we have right now.
Okay. I also think it should be fairly close to campus. We don't want people walking miles away. It causes a lot of people annoyance.
It defeats the purpose of tracking as well.
Yes, yes. So now we have to generate possible solutions. So what solutions fulfill the required criteria? So if we even look back at the other section that for solutions, the new acquiring more land to make a parking garage would make the people's we would have to purchase people's houses and destroy them. That's probably not a good idea. We could try doing the same thing that they did in Westside and have a parking garage underneath the new building, because they are setting up that new magnet school, so they could try to establish that as some more parking.
Though it was a parking lot before.
True.
Yes.
So it kind of defeats that purpose too. So the other solution is that we do have. So the other solution is that we do have a small amount of land that's not terribly far. It's like less than a mile away. They could add a parking lot there. I think that would fulfill all the specifications.
Objectives, specifications.
Now all we have to do is implement it and tell the school to build a parking lot there,
Oh, my zipper.
and monitor, and then decide whether or not it worked. So out of the two different styles of communication and trying to solve these problems, which one did you like better?
I think the latter was far more effective.
Convincing, yes. I think. Yeah, the first one was a little bit more informal. You could definitely feel I was vibing off of it. But the second one, the second one really hit home. I was vibing.
I agree.
So the second one seems a little bit better for a more formal kind of a atmosphere if you were going to like work or
Take my word for it. I'm dressed up like I'm about to meet an investor, and I'm saying the second one's the way to go.
okay.
I agree.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Hooker's now.
How long was
I
that?
think we're good.